Hey everybody, how you doing? It is August 7th, 2020, and things continue to get just more and more ridiculous by the day. Now, Mr. Cuomo says all New York schools can open. Every region is well below our CV infection limit, Cuomo said. Can you believe this nonsense? This is New York, right? The end of the world area. This is where it was the worst, and it still is horrible. And they pumped up every single day how bad New York has it, and there might be a second wave coming. Or remember him saying it's the rebound of the first wave? Remember, it's like a bathtub. He said it went across to the west, and now it's coming back to the east coast. Well,
not the second wave they talked about, which was a mutated virus comes back. It's a second ricochet of the first wave, because we're still in the first wave. But the wave bounced to the west coast and is now bouncing back like a wave in a bathtub.
What happened to all that? What happened to all that fear? Oh, maybe because it was nonsense? Because now you're going to say, oh, well, New York can open schools. So even though I'm going to tell you every single day that guy was up there on the stage pushing and, just driving fear into your heart every day, saying how bad this was going to be, and if you didn't do your job, if you didn't wear a mask, if you didn't, stay at your home and obey all of our rules, there's going to be a massive spike in CV. Oh, but it's okay now. We're going to send your kids to school. How can anyone that has any common sense, that has any, tangent left of being able to think on their own, see this and say, oh, that's normal. Well, I thought that was a high-risk area, a severely high-risk area, but okay, well, I guess their numbers are where they're at. They're low enough right now. We can send the kids back to school. How many times did we hear, oh, well, the government, or the state governments opened up too soon. You opened up too soon. Yeah, you got to those numbers where you thought you were okay, but you opened up too soon. That's why the spikes went. I'm telling you, mark my words, they're going to use this. They're going to use this for multiple ways. They're going to use it to get your kids in school so they can do whatever they want to do to the kids. We have no idea how bad that could be. It has to deal with FIVEG, it has to deal with VAX, everything, okay? Not only that, they just want to be able to indoctrinate your children to make sure that they know, oh, well, government is the all power and you better do all that they say. Well, what are they doing now? You want to see how they're going to send these kids back to school? Yeah, this is what they're going to have to deal with. Check this out.
Many kids are already back in the classroom, but parents of the 26 million students who take buses to school are wondering if those buses are safe. Whit Johnson joins us now with some of the steps school districts are taking. Good morning, Whit.
George, good morning to you. Buses like these are starting to roll out across the country, and much like inside the classroom, the experience on the buses will be a lot different this year. From things like plastic barriers to assigned seating, even boarding the bus from back to front, all in an effort to keep kids safe as they head back to school.
This morning, school is back in session in some parts of the country, raising major questions about how to safely transport kids to class amid the pandemic. Social distancing and masks aren't just for the classroom.
Every student that rides the bus must wear a mask.
For many students, this new routine will start on the bus.
And load the bus from the back to the front.
This video from Casey County schools in Kentucky shows what that might look like. Parents asked to check their kids' temperatures before they board, and children asked to use hand sanitizer as they head to their seats. Once they leave, a team fully disinfects the bus. Dr. Mary Beth Sexton with Emory University School of Medicine says the risk of spread on buses is low if the right precautions are taken, and ventilation is key.
The main problem with a bus is that you don't have a lot of circulation. There's nothing that happens naturally unless you're in a position where you can open the windows.
The CDC also recommends students wear face coverings and sit one child per row, skipping rows when possible. To achieve that, the National Association for Pupil Transportation says there should be fewer kids on board.
One of the largest things that's being done is the changing of bell times that will enable school buses to run multiple routes during the day to get students to and from school safely.
Some superintendents encouraging parents to avoid the bus altogether, but that's not an option for some families, especially with working parents.
If they have the ability to transport their children to school, we'd ask them to do so.
Another proposal, walking school buses, a pre-pandemic program that could be a big help in Kentucky. The Department of Education says this could allow groups of kids who live nearby to get to school safely, led by an adult chaperone picking up other children along the way.
One primary concern for a lot of school districts is that if they cut back on transportation options, it would disproportionately impact low-income families with fewer resources, the same communities that have been hit the hardest by the pandemic. George?
Yeah, so
Can you believe that this is the world that we have come to? Can you believe that the people have been deceived enough to be doing this, to be following this? How can parents in their right mind that know what's going on? I'm not talking bad about all parents. There are, millions of parents that don't get the information that we're trying to get out because they're doing everything they can, like blocking my channel. I mean, I am just fighting tooth and nail every day just to get them posted. I'm not trying to only post 1 video or 2 videos a day. I'm trying to post 4 or 5, but I'm getting blocks on 3 of them. It's very frustrating. But there's a reason for that. Obviously, what we're all talking about is true. That would be the only reason they would be coming after a channel as small as mine and censoring it. So please continue to spread this. Spread this info, share this info, yell it at the top of your lungs, because it is so ridiculous that this is where it's at. I love you all. Continue to pray against this evil. They are going to be rolling out one thing after another now up until 2021. They are not going to slow down. Please get ready. Please prepare. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.